If you want to understand the real face of this life and why our souls feel sad, you should listen to these truths. The world is like a two-sided mirror. One side looks at God's names and is beautiful. The other side looks at temporary pleasures. On the side looking at God's names, everything is like a letter or art. There is no sadness or separation on that side. The other side is the temporary world. Everything fades there, every love ends with goodbye, and every pleasure leaves a pain behind. The human soul is made for eternity, so this temporary world feels like a prison and makes the soul feel very lonely. But with faith, even this temporary world turns into a bright guest house of God, giving peace to your heart and soul. Look, spring coming after winter shows us that if there is death, there is also a rebirth. God renews everything constantly. For a heart that knows God, death is not a real goodbye. It is a bright door to meet loved ones again. We are messengers. Our duty is to turn this short life into an eternal gain. Everything done in God's name lasts forever. Life's troubles are like tools to make your soul shine like a diamond. God uses these challenges to make us grow stronger. For a believer, the world is a book showing God's names. One who reads it finds a light of guidance even in dark. The selfish person thinks the world is random and fears everything. The one who trusts God knows the world is in his hands. Youth flies away like a bird. If you waste it in sin, you lose. But if you pray, it opens the door to eternity. With every breath, we are closer to eternity. God is preparing us for an endless kingdom and inviting us to his presence. Every pleasure here is just a sample. The real source is with God. Don't get stuck on the sample, find the owner. Hearts only find peace by remembering God. Whatever makes you sad is actually an invite to get closer to God's mercy. Death is not the end, it's a graduation. Like a soldier going home, a believer goes to paradise with great and deep joy. God is closer to us than ourselves. He sees us and hears our prayers. This trust makes you the happiest person alive. Our real duty is to read the universe in God's name. Seeing his art in every flower and star is life's goal. The world is a guest house. Be a guest, enjoy God's gifts, but don't try to own everything. Don't break your heart. For a young believer, every second is a treasure. A small good deed here will become a giant tree of reward later. Let's turn away from the sad face of the world today. Let's look at the side that shows God's names and find peace. For a soul that turns to God, there is never darkness. Every day starting with his name is a sign of a holiday. Gaining God's pleasure is the greatest success in both worlds. Walking this path is the first morning of an endless spring.